Hi, I'm Bob Dixon. Welcome to the Leader's Edge Hot Takes edition of the Five Eagles Insight Podcast. For over 3 decades, I served in the military as an engineer and as a strategist, and I learned a few things about leadership. We know that it goes beyond theory. It's about real-world application. So in this series, sponsored by Five Eagles Leadership, we feature industry leaders and share their leadership journeys with you. My mission's simple. It's to help you become the best leader you can be. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to be considered as a guest in upcoming episodes, please go to 5eaglesleadership.com/interview and apply today. Now, let's get started.
Welcome back to the Leader's Edge podcast. My name is Marisa McClure, and joining me today is Tyrell Junius from Silver Spring, Maryland. Tyrell is the co-founder and COO of Tiami Networks. Welcome, Tyrell. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me. Excited to get all into it.
All right, sounds good. Let's get into it then. So to start us off, tell us a little bit about your business, what your business does, and maybe a little bit also about why you got into it.
Yeah, so Tiami Networks, we're a deep tech hardware and software company, and we're disrupting the telecommunication industry. So we're transforming the 5G network into a radar system for device-free, camera-free tracking of people, vehicles, objects, drones, anything that's moving to make our communities safer, smarter, and more efficient. And we got into this by really understanding that everyday citizens, we don't like our privacy invaded. However, we still want to feel safe. So a way to do that is by using radio frequency waves as they're coming off of cell phone towers to create pretty much a safety monitoring tool. And that's what we're doing today.
Oh, wow, that sounds really interesting. Great. Okay, well, let's dig in a little bit deeper. What would you say is the biggest problem that you see in your industry, and how are you staying on top of that for yourself and for your clients?
Yeah, so a significant challenge in the industry today is how to monetize existing 4G, 5G networks. So we spend trillions of dollars building this infrastructure, but we're only using 30% of the power of it. So we address this monetization issue by adding new AI capabilities. So we're taking existing wireless networks and transforming it into a radar system. So our goal is to use these everyday signals to help communities feel safer and more connected.
That's awesome. I think, especially these days, there are a lot of communities that are sort of feeling that they would like to have a little added layer of safety and security. So it sounds like it's something that's a very relevant product at this time. Awesome.
Yes, for sure.
So who is your ideal client, and what are some of the outcomes they can expect from working with you?
Yeah, so our ideal clients include commercial and government entities that are really looking for non-invasive ways to improve public safety, security, and smart city applications. So currently our clients, they collaborate with us for enhanced situational awareness that improves their operational efficiency, but also the ability to leverage, like I said, this existing 5G infrastructure where there's more than 10 billion base stations around the world today. And they're seeing our solution as a cost-effective and easily scalable solution.
And you said you're working with commercial and government, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, yeah, great. It's great when you can make that crossover, right? And get business on both ends of that. Awesome. And what is it that makes Tiami system or networks unique and how they provide these services?
Yeah, so our uniqueness lies in our machine learning and AI algorithms and also our signal processing techniques, where we're able to sense information from the existing infrastructure without deploying any new infrastructure. So using this machine learning and AI, we're able to identify, characterize the different objects that are in our environment in real time, and also compared to traditional methods where they're usually mostly like LiDAR, GPS, or even cameras,
Mm.
which are considered very privacy invading solutions. Our sensors are able to do this in a passive way where we're not detecting or we're not emitting any type of signal. We're just listening to the environment.
Hmm. Okay, great. That's fascinating. And where do you see your industry going in the next 5 to 10 years, and how are you staying on top of that? And I know you mentioned the two key letters that come up a lot when I ask this question, AI. So I'm sure that's going to have something to do with your answer. So where are things headed?
Yeah, the next 5 years is going to be really exciting.
Hmm.
Um, so right now, we're considered to be very early ahead of the stage. We're the first in the world with this 5G radar capability,
Hmm.
but it's considered a 6G capability. However, you don't have to wait until 6G that will be rolling out in 2030. You can use this capability today. So really, by the year 2030, we see as an environment where our telecom infrastructure is transformed to be able to sense not only on the land, but also in the air and in space.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. Great. Um, so a little bit more of a personal question, more about your journey to become COO. What's the biggest challenge or failure that you've faced, and how has that helped shape how you do business?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge I faced myself was really wrapping my head around the world of wireless communications. As a non-technical founder, my background is in business administration,
Okay.
social impact, finance. My business partner, he's the innovation lead. So I had to really learn a lot of the technical terms and how to break that down to simple terms to explain to some of our customers. So that was an initial challenge. But now, since that time, I have access to some of the leading scientists in the world who work on our team, and they've quickly put me up to date with how to best know the technical side, but also be on the soft power side of our solution.
Yeah, it's good that you have some support to help you with that process. I know technology was always a bit challenging for me in my career. I was in the military. I'm, kind of more in the operations lane
Yeah.
myself. And the tech guys would throw me down into the spaces and have me tracing out the systems so that I could learn them, properly, because you have to be able to answer questions. And I'm sure for you, a lot of it's questions from clients. For me, it was questions from leadership. And you have to be able to go below the surface level knowledge, right? When you're dealing with high levels of technology and complicated systems. So that makes sense. You need to learn it, and you really need to understand it so that you can explain it to other people when you're, out there trying to generate more business and get more clients. So
Yes,
that
it's
makes sense.
definitely for sure. It's like iteration. You learn every time.
Yeah, right. Well, we're always learning and growing, right? So I think that process never ends, but it's helpful to have the self-awareness to know, like, okay, this is not my strong point, so I'm going to spend a little extra time here and make sure that I build up my knowledge level to where it needs to be. And yeah, that the minutia details, the tech guys can take care of that, but I still think that everyone on your team probably needs to have a solid understanding of how everything works so that they can explain it to others. Yeah.
Yes, yes. We launched in 2022. There's
Okay.
just two of us. Now fast forward to today, we're about 12 people full time.
Awesome.
So everyone understands both the technical side and also how to explain it in business terms. So
Okay.
we make sure all the engineers we bring on board have that same conversant way of explaining, but also on the business side, making sure that we do know when to use technical terms and when not.
Yeah. Sounds like a good, well-rounded team. That's important to have. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. So what is your next area of growth, whether it's for you in your professional endeavors, or for the company itself?
Yeah, so these days we're spending a lot of time with customer engagement, both on the government side and also on the business side. Our team is at Mobile World Congress, Barcelona, demonstrating our latest capabilities with 5G sensing. That's in partnership with Deutsche Telekom via T-Mobile, and also with the AI RAN Alliance. So they've gained a lot of momentum there, and they'll be coming back to the U.S. next week, where we'll be busy capitalizing on all the leads that were generated there.
Great. That sounds great. So a lot of exciting things coming up for you.
Yes.
Awesome. So a little bit more of a fun question. If you could have lunch with anyone, living or dead, who would you choose and why?
Yeah, so if I could choose anyone to have lunch with, I think I'll choose Maya Angelou. When I was a kid growing up, I was very much into writing lyrics and also into music. I played the clarinet, the drums, and the piano. Kind of got away from that these days, just so focus on business.
Yeah.
But if I could go back to it, I would love to. And I would pick her just because of how resilient she was coming up during the civil rights movement and really what her words do to empower others.
Yeah.
One of her favorite poems, one of my favorite poems that she wrote was "Still I Rise," and I reflect on that whenever I'm having like a tough day in business. It makes me more centered and grounded.
Yeah, I love that, and it's great to be able to find inspiration like that, and especially someone who's got a lot of work out there that you can dive into and really take on board. So that's awesome. And don't worry, you can always go back to the music. That's
Yeah.
something that will be there, and you pick it. You know, I played the violin when I was younger, and I played for a long time, but then I quit for once I was in college and things got busy, and then I was in the military. But for my 40th birthday, my friends bought me a violin, and it mostly hangs on the wall as a decoration. But every once in a while, I take it down, and I keep thinking someday I'm going to go back and take lessons again, because I do enjoy music, and that's something I think you can always revisit and pick back up. So yeah, that's a great skill to have, and I always found it really enjoyable. So. That's
No,
awesome.
that's
To play multiple instruments too is really impressive. So, especially in different families, because sometimes if it's a similar instrument, that's, not too difficult. But you said clarinet, piano, and
yes,
drums. So
yes.
you're all over the map on the music. So love that.
Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you.
That's
My,
awesome.
my parents definitely just threw me into music camps, maybe for 4 consecutive summers. So that's how I got this wide range
Gotcha.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's great. It's great to have that background in some type of, the arts. And I think it helps you be a well-rounded person too, and all of that. So great.
Thank you.
Okay. So how can people learn more about your business? How can they contact you if they want to reach out and learn more? What are the best ways to reach you?
Yeah, you can definitely reach us through our website. Maybe there'll be a link somewhere here, www.tiaminetworks.com.
Okay.
There's a contact page there. Also, you can send us an email at founders@tiaminetworks.com,
Okay.
and we welcome any inquiries, and we look forward to potentially collaborating.
Sounds great. And I think I saw you on LinkedIn as well. So that's probably
Yes,
another way for folks to track you down.
for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here today. It's been great learning about your business, and best of luck. It sounds like a new and exciting technology that could really make a difference in a lot of communities. So good luck with your work moving forward.
Thanks so much for the opportunity.
All right. Take care.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Leader's Edge Hot Take Series. I hope you found today's insight meaningful, valuable, and that you're ready to put them into action. Now, if you enjoyed the episode and want to keep improving your leaderships, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. I post new content every week, packed with strategies, tips, and real-life examples to help you lead with impact. And remember, great leadership isn't just about guiding others, it's about continuously growing yourself. If you'd like to be considered as a guest for upcoming episodes, please go to 5eaglesleadership.com/interview to apply today. Keep pushing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode. Be awesome.